RiverBender.com's coverage of today's game is brought to you by Macias Insurance Agency, your local independent insurance agent. Roper's Regal Beagle, the Metro East premier sports bar and grill. Midwest Members Credit Union, the one place to go for all your banking needs. Liberty Bank, bank local, bank Liberty. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance, all of your protection under one roof. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. Calc Institute of Technology, your future, your success. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. Claywell Asset Management, an independent firm. Lewis and Clark Community College, empowering people. Trust Family Auto Sales, now offering repair service across from the Buffalto Airport under the water tower. Eagle Home Improvement, providing guaranteed quality and superior service. Trigger Talent, concealed carry classes, advanced handgunning and private training, and all-season range.
Birds, as the umbrellas popped up a couple of times. We had some light showers in the last hour or so. Redbirds going to get the opening kickoff here, and they're going to head to the west end zone here at the stadium. Collinsville kicking it off, and we are underway. It's a short kick, grabbed at the 20-yard line. Bumper's going to hand it off, and the ball is loose, and the Alton Redbirds try to cover it up there, but I think it's going to be Collinsville football to start the ball game. We'll see. The referee, no signal yet, but that handoff a little iffy, and it's going to be Redbirds on defense. What a way to start.
That was a rather foolish and ill-advised maneuver that they had to try and attempt that what looked to be what would be from scrimmage and into round play, but it just never materialized, and a poor handoff, and now Collinsville takes over deep in territory of the Redbirds.
Down near the 20, we'll call it the 21-yard line. They hand the ball off, nothing doing there as they hand it over the right side, and the pile's still moving forward, but they blow him dead near the 21-yard line. The quarterback is Tyler Callahan, a 6'3" senior, number 4 for the Kahoks, who wear their purple and white tonight, purple pants and the white jerseys with the purple numbers. And the Kahoks a 2nd down and 9, a gain of just 1 yard there for the running back.
Callahan's not afraid to call his own number, but boy, he has been sacked a lot.
Here's a handoff going over the left side and breaking tackles, and then stepping out of bounds is Jerron Williams, a running back, 5'11" senior, number 21. Williams goes over the left side. He's into the red zone, 5 yards to the 15-yard line. So third down and 4 for the Kahoks as the Redbirds fumbled the opening kickoff. And that's where we are now. The Kahoks in the red zone right off the bat here, a minute into the game.
3 receivers, 2 split to the near side and way, way wide.
And instead of throwing it, they're going to run it, and they run it over the left side, and the ball carrier, after a yard or two, is slammed to the ground. Trevor Sanders, running back Sanders, number 7, tried the left side. He's only going to get 1 to the 14-yard line.
The Alton defense seems up to the challenge. They've stiffened so far. Every play so far has been to that far side of the field. And now they're faced with a 4th down. Let's see what the Kahoks have up their sleeve, as obviously they are going to go for it.
Ryan Kane right in the middle of that defensive line. Charles Tuggle, Ben Rakowski, Morris Adams on that defensive line. Doing a good job here the first 3 plays.
8 in the box for Alton.
They're going to go for it. Maybe they're just trying to draw the Redbirds off sides on 4th and 3, and now they'll have to use a timeout as the play clock was running out, and head coach Rick Reinhardt will huddle up the purple here, and the Redbirds defense will come over to the sidelines to head coach Eric Dickerson here on 4th down.
Wow, this has moved very quickly, but 4th down, and Alton showed me something here tonight. They were not able to stop any team early on in the season. I remember the Quincy game, of course, and they struggled mightily early on in that game, and that really cost them because they came back in that game and played a far superior latter half of the 3rd quarter, then all of the 4th quarter versus Quincy. They need to get a stop here. They need to show some tenacity on defense, and what a perfect opportunity here on a 4th down deep inside their territory.
Well, again, they were scheduled to get the football first, but they fumbled away that opening kickoff, and now we'll see if they can stop them on 4th and 3. The Alton crowd making a lot of noise in the red zone here. rolling to his right, the quarterback back, and he is sacked outside the 20-yard line. He's hit and brought down. The first man there, defensive back Keandre Samilton, also Charles Miller, number 7 there, to combine on the sack outside the 20. It's Redbirds football.
Callahan never had a shot. They called the blitz. They came running, and boy, there was absolutely nowhere to go on that play for Callahan. He gets crunched, and the Redbirds take over right on their own 20, which seems almost appropriate, is where they would have gotten the ball just about, had that end around not fumbled.
One turnover in the game, and that was the Alton fumble on the kickoff. Now it's Redbirds football, and we'll see what they can do. As they hand the ball off, it's going to go to Samilton over the right side. Keandre steps out of bounds outside the 25. Good gainer there for number 3, who has become the leading rusher, leading ball carrier after the injury 2 weeks ago to Darrell Smith. It's been Keandre Samilton, the running back, a junior, 5'9". He's out to the 25-yard line, a gain of 5.
Actually, it made it about 2 more yards, but they're going to rule him out at the 25. They're going to use Samilton tonight almost exclusively. He is their workhorse.
Quarterback is Taylor Price. We've seen him pretty much all year. Number 10, he hands the ball off. Samilton up the middle. Tough yards there between the tackles, between the guards, and right up the gut goes number 3, Samilton, to the 28-yard line. We'll give him 3 more, so it's 3rd and 2. Alton at their own 28-yard line. We have 9:50 to go. First quarter. Each team has had the ball once. A 0-0 game.
I would look for the Redbirds, though. Just go back to Samilton. I think they'll run it straight up the gut and see if they can make that hole happen. They are going to bring 2 wideouts way, way wide again to the near side, but look for Samilton here.
We know Price likes to run it too, the quarterback. Snap back, and there goes Price taking off. Good blocking on the left side. First down to the 40, 45, out to the 47-yard line before he's tripped up in the left side of the Redbirds line, crushing the Kahoks, and there goes Price to the 48-yard line.
Huge holes, gaping holes on that left side, wide open, and Price took advantage of it. He has such tremendous bursts of speed, and he lashes out for 20 yards and a first down, almost to midfield, now to the 48-yard line.
The center is, as always, Cody Markle, the senior, one of the few seniors on the team here for homecoming. Handoff goes to Samilton. He tries to dance it and break it outside, but nothing doing there as he's going to lose a couple of yards. First man there was Sanders, defensive back, number 7 for the Kahoks. They're going to mark him all the way back to the 45, a loss of 3 for number 3.
Samilton had nowhere to go that time. It did take 7 Kahoks to bring him down, but good effort. He just didn't have the escapability on that play. Again, they went to the other side of the line. I look for them to go back to this left side here and try to get more success, and that's where they have been successful. And now trips to the left.
Michael Green, Ryan Kane, Donovan Porter on that offensive line, Marcel Tate. Tight end is Adams. Here comes Price. A pitch to Samilton. He bobbles it. Luckily holds on to it, and he's going to lose at least 5 more as he was hit in the backfield by LaRon Johnson. 44, the linebacker, was right there ready for that.
Yeah, they read that perfectly, and Samilton ends up losing 8 on that play. Back, or let's make it 7. Back now to the 38-yard line. They need to get to the opposition 42 for a first down, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd and long now, as 2 plays in a row have been for negative yardage for the Redbirds. Shotgun for Price. He may put it in the air. 2 receivers each way, and Samilton in motion. Running back in motion. Price in motion to the right. He's going to throw it deep down the middle of the field, and leaping in the air, bobbled and then caught. Touchdown! The defender was there. The receiver was there, and Rashad Williams, number 1, came down with the ball as it was volleyballed around.
I do not know how he got that. I mean, my goodness, Alakazam right into his hands and right in for 6. What a great juggling act by Williams. And a 62-yard completion. That's a way to pick up 24 on that 3rd down.
3rd and long, and it's 6 points for the Redbirds, who will now go for the extra point. Nasello in there, number 16, and he boots it through, and with 7:23 to go, it's a touchdown, as it was first deflected by Williams. Then the defender had a chance. He tipped it around up in the air, and then coming down was Williams. It fell right into his arms, and he scored as that about the 10-15 line. He went in from there once he took control of the football. 7-0 Redbirds.
Great start for this game for the Redbirds. They've come out strong. They were able to hold on defense, and now a 62-yard pass completion from Taylor Price to Williams, and they're up 7-0. Great start for homecoming, and that's exactly the way Alton would have scripted it.
Each team has had the ball one time, 62-yard touchdown pass, and the Redbirds are off and running. They're going to go back to defense now, and the defense set that all up because, remember, Redbirds fumbled the opening kickoff. Collinsville had it in the red zone. Redbirds stopped them with a quarterback sack on 4th down, and then Taylor Price to Rashad Williams the other way.
80-yard scoring drive.
Now it's the Kahoks who return the kick from their 10 out near the 15-yard line before he is smothered down. Some Redbirds there, including number 72, Charles Tuggle. Some other Redbirds too, and he's not going to make it to the 15-yard line on the return.
It's Jerron Williams, number 21, had that return, and he played it like it was a hot potato or a snake or something. I tell you, he didn't want any part of that ball, but as soon as he picked it up, he was swarmed under, and the Kahoks will start deep in their own territory at the 13.
And so now the Redbirds go back on defense again. We mentioned that defensive line, and we'll talk about more of the defenders here as we go along. Charles Miller, one of the linebackers. Here's a run up the middle. Good yardage there out to the 20, maybe the 21-yard line before Adams was there to smother him. And a couple of other Redbirds in on the tackle too, and that's going to be a big gainer on 1st down. They're going to give him the 20-yard line. 2nd down and about 3 to go.
Sanders powered forward on that. He had a little bit of a gaping hole, closed up quickly, but he just surged forward in a flag.
Flag flies here, and a warning for the Redbirds, sideline warning to stay a yard or two out of bounds here on the near side on the Alton bench. Now we're ready to go. 2nd down and short. 6:40 to go. 1st quarter. Redbirds lead 7-0. A run over the right side, and Adams is there again, the defensive end, to throw the ball carrier down. Morris Adams, one of the captains, making the play from his defensive end spot.
That time Sanders didn't have far to go, but he didn't make it at all. I'll give him a half a yard on that effort. And now again, Collinsville faced with a 3rd down yet again on their 2nd drive of the game.
And about 2.5 to go. They need to get out to about the 23-yard line, 24-yard line. And they're at their own 21-yard line with 6 minutes to go. 1st quarter. Redbirds scoring on the bomb, 62-yard pass from Price to Williams. Man in motion for the Kahoks. They're going to pitch it to the outside, and Sanders to the outside. A 1st down and more. He's headed for the 50.
Bye-bye, Sanders.
The 40. One man to beat. It's Bumpers. He tries to get him out of bounds, but he cannot do it on the far sideline. Touchdown, Collinsville. The Kahoks answer back with a 79-yard touchdown run over the left side by Sanders.
Wow, he just kicked in the afterburners, and away he went. By the time he got to the 40, they had no chance of catching him. He found his way, rope-a-doped right down the sideline, and away he went, and nobody was going to catch him tonight. 79 yards, and now the PAT to tie the game.
So just like that, a big answer for the Kahoks here on the road, and they'll try to tie the game with the extra point here with 5:38 to go, 1st quarter. And the kick is up, and it is good. Number 40, Austin Gavlik. The extra point, the kicker makes it 7-7. Collinsville with a touchdown after the Redbirds scored a long touchdown. We're tied at 7, 1st quarter at the stadium. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
What brand of vehicle do you drive? Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, GMC, Buick, Toyota. No matter what brand of vehicle you drive, Quick Lane at Roberts Motors can take care of your maintenance needs. And you don't need an appointment here, just drive on in. Need tires? No need to shop around. We have the lowest tire prices around, guaranteed. Stop in today and see why life truly is better in the Quick Lane. Or see us online at rivalry-style.
Redbirds score on a 62-yard touchdown pass. Collinsville answers with a 79-yard touchdown run. And just like that, it's a 7-7 brand new ball game, and the Redbirds will return another kickoff after the touchdown this time. And to the near side, 20 to the 30. Return man to the 40. He goes to the 50. He's being cut off there and pushed out of bounds, but all the way down to the 25-yard line of Collinsville goes Kevin Caldwell, number 13.
And Dylan Rosenbaum of the Kahoks saves a touchdown. Otherwise, that would have been 6 points on that return. Excellent blocking, 2 solid blocks right after he caught the ball. That set it up, and away goes Alton, and they have the ball at the 25-yard line, just 5 yards from the red zone. So they are in great position here to score again.
And we'll see if they can do it again against the Kahoks defense, and see if they go back to the run with Keandre Samilton, the 5'9 junior. He's behind Price in the pistol here, and we have a timeout. Collinsville on defense would like a timeout here. 7-7 game, and a lot of action in the game already, even from the opening kickoff when we had the fumble. We had the Redbirds with the defensive stand. They score, then the Kahoks answer with a score. Quite a game already.
We have got huge numbers on offense already. 93 yards rushing for the Kahoks. Of course, 79 of that was Sanders' one romp. Sanders already himself has 88 yards rushing in the first quarter on 4 rushes. And for Alton, we have, of course, that was a 62-yard connection to Williams. That was a huge play on there. They have 25. They have 18 yards rushing at the moment. But my goodness, just been a game of big plays. That's been the story.
And the Redbirds had a 3rd and 20 when they scored their touchdown. And the ball was tipped around, and Rashad Williams, receiver, 5'10 junior receiver, made the catch. Bumpers and Caldwell, the receivers here. Price in the pistol. Samilton's going to get the handoff. Up the middle, good hole. Inside the 20, down near the 19, as the offensive line pushed the Kahoks there and gave a hold to Keandre there.
Great job between the center and guard to just carve that and force that opening, just like a funnel almost.
Price brings the new play back to the huddle here. Markle is the center once again. And they get ready for the snap. Same formation. A wing to the right of Price, the quarterback.
There was movement, but no call.
No flag here. Price gives to Samilton. He's going to try the right side and break it outside, but the defense strings it out and brings him down. Looks like no gain. 3rd and 3.
That's an interesting call. They've got to, I would think by now that Alton would learn they need to stay on this near side. That seems to be the weakness in the Kahawk defense. They've been able to exploit that so far. Let's see if they go here and head for the near side here on 3rd down.
Out here on the left tackle position is Michael Green, a 5'10 sophomore, 220.
Trips to the left.
And they may bring it back to the left side here. Price looking left, looking to throw, now to run, and he'll throw it on the run. 2 receivers there, and one of them grabbed it. Williams was there, but he was out of bounds. The man who caught the ball, number 12, Ahmad Sanders, for the Redbirds, and they're going to call it a catch on the sideline.
What an acrobatic catch indeed. And they're actually...
there's a flag.
There's a flag down, yep.
Back at the line of scrimmage. So
back it all comes.
Looks like it's going to be a holding, and the Redbirds are going to be pushed back. Sanders, that catch on the sideline inside the 10-yard line, but all for naught.
Made like Mikhail Barishnikov on that, trying to leap and dance and catch his way in, and just got it, just drug his foot in. A great effort, unfortunately all for naught, because that's going to be 10 yards on a hold.
Sophomore Sanders made quite a grab right near the junior, Rashad Williams. They were both in the same spot. The penalty, though, for the Redbirds takes them back to the 29-yard line. A loss of 10 on the holding. 3rd down and 14 now. 3rd and long. Price back. He's going to roll to his right. It's a run, and he leaps over a defender, but tripped up to the 24-yard line, a gain of 5.
That was a very, very dangerous play indeed. Jacob DeProw on that with a leaping stop of him, and gosh sakes, it's a wonder he's okay. It's a wonder that Price is all right.
Well, they're going to mark him at the 25, so a gain of 4 instead of 5 yards on the carry. But it's going to be 4th down and exactly 10 to go. They need to get to the 15, and they're going to go for it, it looks like. They may need a timeout because the play's coming in late here from the sideline.
Play clock ticking down. They're going to have to hurry here if they're going to do it at all. Not advisable on a 4th down. Really should burn a timeout here.
4th and 10. Price in the shotgun. Quick snap coming. Redbirds to the line of scrimmage.
All kinds of motion not called again.
Back goes Price looking to throw it. He's going to throw it up. Man open. Caldwell, and he bobbled it near the sideline and near the end zone. Would have been a spectacular catch as he was flying near the back corner of the end zone. He was wide open, but he bobbled it just enough.
There was nobody else even in the end zone with him. All he had to do was catch the ball, but a little bit of a juggling act. It worked earlier, but not this time.
Caldwell almost had 6 there, and he comes to the bench, takes his helmet off. He says that was oh so close, and he's going to go to the bench and think about that one for a while.
And I know it's high school, Brent, but that's one you've got to catch.
Yep.
You've got to be able to hold that ball and keep it in play.
Right over the shoulder. Good throw. Had a step or two where he would have been in bounds. Now Collinsville takes over, and they'll run it right up the middle. Fullback dive, and it's going to pick up 5 or 6. Good yardage there right up the middle for the Kahoks.
They found a weakness in Alton's line, and that weakness is to the far side of the field here, and they're going to continue to exploit that. That's where they had earlier on that 79-yard run. They went to the far side. I look for them to stay on that side and just keep pounding away. They are not a team that likes to put the ball in the air.
That was the fullback, I think, sophomore, and Tavion Quilling, number 45. And now they'll run it up the right side, and it'll get out to the 50, and that's number 45, Quilling. Again, he's a 6-foot, 200-pound sophomore, a big load at running back, fullback. Quilling is going to pick up good yardage over the 50 to the Alton 49-yard line.
Going to pick up a 21-yard gain, an excellent run. He got an extra burst of speed in there. Took 2 Redbird defenders to bring him down. Redbirds are completely discombobulated right now on defense. They have no idea where they're lining up.
And the officials call a quick official timeout, and now they start the clock again, and we're under 2 minutes to go, first quarter. And we have a 7-7 deadlock here. Kahoks and Redbirds. Homecoming game for Alton High 2016. Redbirds on defense. Handoff over the left side. And breaking through the line again for decent yardage is number 25 as he found a little bit of room. Russell March. March near the 45-yard line. A gain of almost 4 yards there.
March is not one of their regular backs. He must be in as a replacement for someone because he has almost nothing doing so far this season.
Neither team has a whole lot of offensive numbers this year. Redbirds did put up 28 points at O'Fallon last week. 56-28, though, they lost. Some movement on the front line again. Here's March up the middle, 25, first down to the 36-yard line. He rumbles for 9 more yards.
March just keeps barreling forward, and like I think Callahan's been able to hand that ball off. He sees that hole, and he's able to exploit it.
March is a junior, 6 foot, 185-pound running back for Collinsville. Receivers left and right here for the quarterback, Callahan, who, again, is a 6'3 senior. Callahan in the shotgun. Going to hand it off to March, and he has wrapped up there almost the same time as he got the football put in his belly, and he's going to lose a yard or 2.
I think they knocked March back to October on that play.
Exactly.
Wow. They read that well. You had the safety ready to come in if needed, but he was unneeded as well, and so a loss of 2.
Again, Keandre Samilton, who's listed as a linebacker, almost like a cornerback, but he's on the outside there as a linebacker. He had the sack earlier, and he's been in the backfield a couple of times, number 3.
He just hunts for the ball carrier, simple as that, and brings him down.
7, a linebacker, Charles Miller, also Keandre Samilton. And now we have the end of the first quarter here at Public School Stadium. So at the end of 1, it's a 7-7 game. Redbirds scored first. The Kahawks answered with a big touchdown run. And after 1 quarter, 7-7 ball game. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
At Midwest Members Credit Union, you are important. We work hard to ensure you have the best banking experience possible. Whether you are inquiring about opening a savings account or wanting to learn more about a loan, our professionals are here to help you with any questions, and we will walk you through every step of the process. Since opening our doors in 1935, we've never forgotten that our members are our most important asset, which is why we continue to excel. For all your banking needs, Midwest Members is the one place to go.
In today's economy, everyone's looking for an encouraging sign. That's exactly what you'll find right here at my State Farm office in Bethalto. I'm Tom Lane, and for 86 years, State Farm agents like me have been helping you protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and why we consider that a very good sign.
Call Tom Lane State Farm office in Bethalto at 377-8912 or go to tomlaneagency.net.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Clock, and the Kahawks with the ball, 2nd down and 12. They're at the Alton 38. Callahan's going to throw it, has a man, and almost picked off there. Went right between 2 Kahawks defenders, and it looked like the Redbirds were going to get a pick, but it's incomplete.
It's Darryl Smith back there. He thought he had it. He looked like he was going to grab it, but not to be. That was so close.
And so 6 seconds into the quarter, an incomplete pass. And we'll see if the ball's going to go up again for the Kahawks on 3rd and long. A 3rd and about 12 to go.
Kahawks were driving, marching along the field until that stop on March, and that seems to have slowed this drive down. They're going to need another pass play, it looks like here, to pick up that 12 yards.
Defensive backs all over the secondary for the Redbirds. They're going to run it, and they break a tackle there. Sanders, now a late flag comes in at the end of the run, and about no gain right at the line of scrimmage. The Redbirds string it out in front of the Kahawks bench.
I hate to say this, Redbirds fans, but it looked to be a face mask. No.
It's holding. It's going to be holding on the Kahawks. So
see if Alton declines it and
I
forces
think they will.
down.
Yeah, I think it'll be 4th and about 13 because the holding will be declined there. Sanders, number 7, trying to break it outside. He's going to lose a yard to the 38-yard line, 39-yard line. So 4th down. They need to get to the 25-yard line for a first down, 26 or so. They're going to punt it.
Formation.
Yeah, they're going to punt on 4th and long. Thought they might go for it, but at the Alton 39-yard line, it is a punt. High snap. And from the 50, the punter boots it down near the 10. It's going to roll inside the 10. When the Kahawks down it, it'll be about the 7 or 8 yard line. Alton ball as the Redbirds play some D and get the ball back now.
Quick check of stats from that first quarter for Collinsville. No passing in that first quarter whatsoever. 126 yards rushing. Domination, most of that in 2 plays by Sanders and number 45, Quazell. And, of course, for Alton, we had 29 yards rushing, 62 yards passing. That was that long pass play to Williams.
Rashad Williams has the Alton touchdown, the junior wide receiver. And now with 11:28 to go first half, Price going to hand the ball off. They're going to break it outside with Samilton to the 10, the 15. He's bumped out of bounds. He steps out of bounds near the 18, 19-yard line here on the near side. And Samilton got outside, and he's near a first down. It's going to be 2nd and short.
They're going to call it a first down.
Yeah, they're going to give him 10 on the nose, I guess.
Excellent job of running by Samilton. He just put his head down, did a little dipsy-doodle move, had he not tripped over his own man, he might have kept going for a while.
Yeah, there was a blocker out here, maybe a receiver trying to help him here on the edge, and now he's a slot man, Samilton, as there's 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Price may run it, he may throw it. It's a run all the way. Price over the left side, gets a block, 25 to the 26-yard line before he's thrown down at his own 26. A flag, though, back at the line of scrimmage, and illegal motion is going to be called on the Alton Redbirds.
That's a shame. Price had that quarterback draw play called. He had a great shot at it, but not to be. That'll cost him 5.
A legal shift is going to take them back to the 14-yard line, their own 14-yard line, and it'll be first down and 15 as they replay the down with 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. Caldwell in at receiver. Price comes back at quarterback with a new play from the sidelines. After the game, we announce our Munganast Alton Toyota player of the game for you. Stay tuned for that. A Redbird player of the game coming your way after the end of our doubleheader tonight.
Again, motion. Nope, timeout.
Timeout, Redbirds on offense. They'd like to talk over this 1st and 15 from their own 14-yard line. 7-7 game, second quarter. Alton and Collinsville tonight. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
I'll grab the birthday cake. You bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
Litchfield Panthers, Litchfield Purple Panthers, and home games for the Redbirds and the Shells. Here's a pump fake, throw to Caldwell. He leaps and grabs it. Bye-bye. And he's gone. To the 30, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown. He made up for the bobble a moment ago. A jump ball, and he caught it at the 50, and he was gone. The defender fell down, and Caldwell scored a touchdown.
My goodness gracious. Hocus pocus alakazam, and away he goes. That was insanely good jump ball. Caught it, and there was no defender within 10 yards of him. He could have walked on in the end zone. And now Alton with a chance to go up by the full 7.
From their own 14-yard line, 86-yard pass. This time, Price to Kevin Caldwell. They give him another chance. As remember, he bobbled one in the end zone, but this time he made it count. The 6'1 junior with a jump ball, and C.J. Nacello tacks on the extra point, and it makes it 14-7 Redbirds as they use another big play through the air once again, this time 86 yards, Dave.
Wow. My goodness. And you could see that play beginning to develop. You could see the separation that Caldwell was getting. And the defender for Collinsville, let's give him credit. He came in like gangbusters and tried to bring that down. But that jump ball, Caldwell had a couple inches on him, was able to tip it right into his hands. Down with the defender, and Caldwell took it to the house.
Number 7, Trevor Sanders. Sanders had a chance on that jump ball, playing good D right on him. But Caldwell just leaped a little higher and made the clean grab, and he was off to the races. 14-7. The Redbirds have the lead back as they led by 7 in the first quarter. Now they lead by 7 again in the second period.
I didn't expect to go to a volleyball match tonight, but apparently we've had a lot of tip balls, a lot of volleyball. I think some of the volleyball coaches around here would probably be pleased with the action we've seen.
And some basketball, some jump balls out too.
Yep.
A little bit of everything tonight, but the Redbirds going to the air for 2 long touchdown passes.
It's been a game of big plays, 1 for Collinsville, 2 for the Redbirds.
Yep, and now the Kahoks return the kick from their own 10. The kickoff up the middle and to the 30, 35-yard line. The return man before he's knocked down there on a good solid tackle by number 21 for the Alton Redbirds, and that's Antonio Brown, sophomore.
Antonio's been out there. Antonio is 5'9", 150, but boy, he plays like a much bigger man.
He's out there on the corner along with Joe Keith Jones. Jones, number 9, also bumpers at defensive back, and the safety all the way back is number 12, Ahmad Sanders for Alton. Here's a run by Quilling, the big fullback over the right side. He tries to break it outside, and you won't see a fullback rumble sideline to sideline much, but Quilling's going to gain about 3 yards.
Doesn't really play like a fullback, does he, Brent? He plays much more like a halfback or somebody like that. He's just trying to find a hole, trying to find a seam, and again, they go to that far side. That's where Collinsville has found its success thus far, but Quilling can only pin 2 on that one.
Redbirds bring 72 out of the game, Charles Tuggle, and bring a new defensive lineman in there. 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers, the secondary full with the receivers left and right. 4 receivers, but they're going to run it. Nothing doing there as the ball carrier was knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, and back there in the backfield was Ryan Kane, I believe, the 6'1", 270-pound junior lineman.
Kane saw it. He saw Quilling trying to sneak up on him. That was a very slow developing play on the Kahoks' part, and Quilling went nowhere.
Kane, number 69, on that left end, or left tackle, and he's on the nose tackle right now, and now the Redbirds switch it up. The defensive ends move from left to right and flip-flop there. That includes Morris Adams on the left defensive end now. They throw it over the middle and over the head of everybody. Offensive players, defensive players, 2 players from each team down the middle of the field.
I think he was trying to throw that ball to Godfrey. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
There was absolutely no one near that ball, but that happens. That happens. Sometimes you're just going to get a little nervous and a little overthrow. And now 4th and 9, and this is obviously a punting situation here. You're too far deep in your own territory.
Sanders, I believe, back to return this punt. And the line of scrimmage is the Collinsville 36-yard line. So Redbirds could get some decent field position around midfield. And the punt's going to go almost out of bounds, and it will stay in bounds and hit at the 40 and all the way down to the 29-yard line on a roll, a bounce or 2. So from their own 29-yard line, Redbirds football leading 14-7.
An excellent punt there, 37-yard kick. So that'll help the kicker's average for the Kahoks. And Alton, decent field position again, the start of their own 29. We'll see if they can move the ball. So far, as we've mentioned before, it's just been a slew of big plays. 2 huge passes for Alton of 62 yards to Williams and 86 yards to Caldwell. And that's been the difference in the game. Shall we make it 3? Let's find out.
Let's see if they put in the air some more here. They'd like to run some clock, 8:45 to go till halftime, and maybe run out most of this first half with a good drive. Here's Price throwing it back over the middle, and Sanders is there. It's off of his fingertips. 2 defenders there, but they were behind him. Sanders had him beat, and just off his fingertips on the fly.
Had he caught that, it would have been a 70-yard touchdown. He had them beat, and his afterburners were in full force.
Williams and Caldwell have TDs. Sanders was wanting to match him with a long touchdown there, but incomplete, 2nd down.
I have to say this. I think if that game had been in the daylight, if that play had been in daylight, I think we would have had 7 points. He couldn't. Some of that lighting over on the other side, it's tough to see.
Tried to go over the shoulder there on the left hash as Price was moving to his right. He threw it back to his left, but he threw it about 30 or 40 yards in the air, and Price in the shotgun all alone. He's going to run to his right. He has room, 30, 35, out to the 40.
Oh, spinorama.
Spins to the 42-yard line as he did a little spin move at the 40. First down, Redbirds.
Would have made Maurice Rocket Richard in the spinorama maneuver for the NHL. He would have made him proud indeed. Some of those great, great plays by him. A 14-yard pickup for Price and a first down for Alton.
43-yard line is where they mark it. Alton ball near midfield now after the first down run by the quarterback Price. 8:15 to go, first half.
Price is not afraid to call his own number. We've seen a number of draws tonight. Let's see what happens next.
He's a 6'1 junior quarterback, 6'1", 185. He's going to hand this one to Samilton. Keandre hit at the line of scrimmage. He falls forward for a yard to the 44, second down.
Really made that play was Alex Link, number 57. He broke through. He was not able to lay a hand on him, but he forced him to move to the outside, and that's where the rest of the line for the Kahoks was able to smother him.
Link is one of the defensive tackles. The other one out there right now is James Cates. Cates is a 5'9", 220-pound lineman. And with 7:25 to go, Cody Markle, the center, breaks the huddle.
5'9", 220. I remember that. That was sometime in the first Bush administration.
That's true. And now flags fly, or is it a timeout first?
Yes.
Timeout Redbirds on offense here with 7:15 to go, second quarter. Redbirds 14, Kahoks 7. Midway through the second period, you're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Dave Kibler and Brent Birkeland back here at Public School Stadium. Out of the timeout, Price back to throw. Nobody open, so he's going to run to the 50, the 40 of Collinsville. First down again as Price rumbles to the 38-yard line of the Kahoks.
26-yard pickup on that. Or no, let's correct that. Make it a 24-yard pickup to the 38. Boy, Price can move when he wants to. My goodness, he's fast.
And some good work by the offensive linemen tonight, running and pass block, both. And now an official's timeout here on a first down and injury timeout as one of the Redbirds coming off the field is number 10, and that is Taylor Price. Oh, no, that's the quarterback.
That is a big, big blow. Dalton, they'll have to bring in reserves here. That's a tough, tough break that is. He's down. He appears to be in a lot of pain here, hobbling around on the sidelines.
Right now they're going to go with Charles Miller, it looks like, at quarterback, number 7. And he's in the pistol. And we'll see if he hands the ball off for his first play in there. He will to Keandre Samilton. Over the left side, good yardage for Samilton. Escaping tackles down near the 20-yard line. Another first down.
16 yards for Samilton, and he did much of that on his own. He's just dragging tacklers along after him. My goodness gracious.
About the 23-yard line they mark it when his knee was down. 1st and 10, Redbirds getting ready to move into the red zone as they check Taylor Price. Looks like maybe taping up his left ankle here on the sideline.
Certainly hobbled by it.
And it's Miller at quarterback, number 7. He's going to throw it, and he throws it to Williams, number 1, on a wide receiver screen. K-Hawks were there, though. He's only going to get a yard there on the far side. Second down.
Good idea. Put trips in. You don't expect the backup quarterback to come in and throw the ball, but and it looks like the backup quarterback's going to be headed out here.
7's still in there.
Oh, he's
Charles Miller.
You're right.
Miller's
Thought I saw him headed out.
A 5'11 sophomore quarterback. And he's got Samilton behind him here in the pistol once again. Keandre Samilton may get another carry. Second down and 9. Samilton over the right side, trying to pop outside. Gets the sideline, then bumped out of bounds into the red zone. Looks like the 17-yard line is where he stepped out.
Great block by Rashad Williams to open that hole to allow him to move forward and get him out to the 17-yard line. Huge hole there, and big kudos to Williams on that play.
So third down, we'll call it 4.5 to go. About 4 to go here with 5:16 left till halftime. As they still work on number 10, Price. Looks like he may be putting his shoe back on after getting taped up by athletic trainer Andy Renner. And Redbirds have it with Charles Miller at the controls here. He's ready in the pistol. Miller, the snap back, wanted to hand it to Samilton. A miscommunication there. It's picked up by the Kahoks. A fumble is picked up by the Kahoks, and they're going to go all the way for a touchdown. And it is 6 points. It is Nick Denbo, number 2, who scooped it up. A 5'7" defensive back, and he scooped it up on the fumble by the quarterback. A broken play. He wanted to hand it off to the running back, but it's a touchdown defense.
And that's going to go for 84 yards on that missed play, the botched handoff. Also give credit where credit's due for Collinsville is number 44. LaRon Johnson was the one who had the quarterback tangled up. Just a complete botched up play, miscommunication, and it costs Alton dearly.
With their backup quarterback in the game, and now they'll try to tie it at 14-14 with an extra point. 5:01 to go, second quarter. And Price standing up now near his head coach, Eric Dickerson, probably telling the coach that he wants to give it a go and try to come back into the game. Here's the extra point. It is good, and the Kahoks get some momentum by tying the game up on defense. 80 yards plus on the fumble return, 84 yards, and we got a new game again, 14 all.
Denbo was Johnny on the spot on that play. He really grabbed it, saw the ball come loose. From our angle up here, it looked as though the Price was headed down, but not to be. He just basically stripped the ball from him, came right into his hands, and away he went, and there was nobody in the backfield to catch him, and he just hit the turbos, as Kit would say on Knight Rider, and away he went.
Nick Denbo ties the game. And the Redbirds have fumbled the ball away twice. The opening kickoff. And now they have a big fumble here as they were into the red zone, going in to the east end zone, but instead it goes west for 6 points, and we're tied at 14-14 now.
I guess the good news for Alton is there's still 5:01 left here in this second quarter. Plenty of time to try and take the lead.
So 2 turnovers, both Redbirds fumbles. Now Redbirds ball again on the kickoff. Teeing it up is Gavlik. Gavlik, number 40. Junior, 6'1" kicker, number 40, and he tees it up at his own 40-yard line, and he boots it away. A short kick, and it's going to be grabbed there by one of the up men for the Redbirds. And they're going to have it at their own 33-yard line or so here.
Well, decent field position to start. That's good for the Redbirds. They'll start about at center of the field at the 33. And an opportunity here to move forward. They just need to put that behind them in their rearview mirror. There's nothing they can do about that fumble.
And we'll see if Price is coming back in the game. It looks like he is going to try that left ankle here a little bit.
Still hobbled. You can see it out there.
Price ready for the snap, and he hands the ball off. Samilton up the middle, trying to lunge forward. They may give him the 35-yard line, a gain of 2 up the middle for Samilton.
Well, if that's all they can do is up the middle with Samilton, the Kahoks are going to plunge on that all night long. They'll start moving 8 into the box, and that will be that.
Because one of the big weapons here in the first half has been Price running the ball, and he may not be able to do that as much now.
You look at him as he's coming in from the sideline. Alton uses a system where the quarterback runs out, gets the play from the sideline, and runs back to the huddle. And he is still hobbled. You can see a definite limp in his gait.
They're ready for the snap again. He's going to hand it off again. Over the right side, Samilton hit. And Sanders, number 7, brings him down at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 8, no gain.
Kahoks will say, thank you very much. If you're just going to give it to Samilton, we can stop him. And Kahoks now need to think about perhaps, Kahoks only have 1 timeout left. They'll want to conserve that, but they need to think about what they want to do on offense because it appears they're going to get the ball back here.
And Price may put it in the air here. 3:45 to go till halftime. And on 3rd and 8, They need a first down to keep the ball before halftime, keep the clock running, and keep the ball out of the hands of Collinsville. And here we go. Shotgun for Price. He's going to run it. He's running to his left. He escapes a tackler, but there's some more Kahoks there, and he's going to gain 4, and it's going to be 4th down and about 4 more to go.
Gave it a try, but you could see he didn't have quite that escapability speed that he needs. Headed to the left, nothing doing really. He was tripped up, and now Alton's faced with a punting situation, and Collinsville has a golden opportunity to score here before halftime.
Redbirds need a good kick, a good punt from C.J. Nacello, punter, kicker here. The snap back, snaps a good one. Line drive kick, and it's a good one to the 25. Takes an Alton bounce to the 10, down near the 5-yard line before it stops rolling there by C.J. Nacello of Alton.
My goodness gracious, that's a 56-yard punt. Wow, good job. Good job indeed.
Took an Alton bounce and a roll and even more, all the way down to the 5.
And like now the shake, rattle, and roll.
Here's where we need the first turnover for the Alton defense. They haven't had one yet. No picks, no fumbles. Here we go. Alton on defense. Collinsville backed up to their own 5-yard line.
Full house backfield.
1st and 10. Collinsville. Handoff. Over the left side, and the defensive end is there, loses his helmet, but he makes the play. That's one of the captains, Morris Adams. Good play by 83 there.
Just 1 yard on that. Adams was Johnny on the spot on that. He swooped in and got that. Only 1 yard. Collinsville back here in the shadow of their goal post at the 6.
Gain of less than a yard, 2nd down and 9 to go.
I tell you, the kicking game in high school can be so dramatic if they can get just the right bounce, the right roll, and this is proof positive of it.
Collinsville at their own 6-yard line now, we'll call it. Handoff up the middle, nothing there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. 3rd down and still 9 or 10 to go.
Looks like he lost a yard. They're going to call it 3rd and 10 here, so back he goes. And now Collinsville in a tough spot here. This is an obvious passing down, but will they do that, or will they just try to wheedle their way out of the first half?
Down to 1:30 to go till halftime. Both teams using some timeouts already earlier in this first half. On offense and on defense. And now Collinsville going to let it roll all the way down, play clockwise, and then call a timeout. Timeout Collinsville, 3rd down and 10 to go. And we have just 1:16 to go till halftime.
Collinsville, that is their final timeout, and obviously they want to use that while they're on offense here. They'll try and set up a play. If it doesn't work, they can work the play clock down, punt it, and give Alton very little time here to try and score. But what an explosive game we've had, Brent, in terms of the big plays. 86 yards, 64 yards on passes for Alton. And then that 84-yard fumble return by Nick Denbo, for touchdown for the Kahoks. It's been remarkable stuff.
And now Collinsville at their own 5-yard line, 3rd and 10. Coming out of this timeout, probably not going to put it in the air, because if it's an incomplete pass, that'll stop the clock and give the Redbirds some more time. So I would think they would keep it on the ground and then punt it away.
In the immortal words of the movie Airplane, and you know what I'm going to say, that's exactly what they'd be expecting. If I was Collinsville, I'd find a way for a little short pass, maybe a little jump pass up the middle, something very simple, something almost certainly to be completed, at least keep the clock running, but have a chance to get out from the shadow of their goal and not have to punt the ball from deep in there. Trips to the near side.
Shotgun, and it goes through the hand of Sanders. He's in his own end zone, and he's going to be caught there. I think it's a safety for the Redbirds.
It is indeed.
2 points for the Alton defense. They take the lead, 16-14, as it was the Wildcat to number 7, Sanders. It went through his hands. He picked it up 5 yards deep, and he could not get out of his own end zone.
Sanders did not have a good grip on the ball. It was tough for him to catch it. It went over his head. He went back for it. Probably should have just tried to throw it away. Instead, there was no time. Grabbed, down in the end zone you go, and 2 points. As Dr. Bergen Evans would have said many years ago on TV, down you go. Now it's time for a punt from the 20.
So the Redbirds defense, not a turnover, but maybe even better. 2 points on the board with a safety. You don't see that much, but 16-14 in favor of Alton now.
An odd choice. I know I said about a pass, but I don't think I would have gone Wildcat in that situation. That's too dangerous, too deep. And boy, did it cost the Kahoks dearly. 2 points, and now, of course, Alton will get the ball back after a free kick, which is basically a punt here from the 20. So they're going to have a golden opportunity. Their deepest man is at the 35-yard line, so they'll have a shot here. They'll have another shot to head for the end zone yet with about a minute left in this half.
Well, he's going to tee it up instead of using the punt. He's going to use the kick.
Well, that's probably wise on his part.
And so they tee it up at their own 20. A squib kick to the 50. Now it rolls to the 40. Picked up by Bumpers there. Bumpers number 6 breaks away from the first line of Kahoks, and over the 50 he goes, down inside the 45-yard line.
Live by it, die by it. 20-yard return for Bumpers. My goodness, he found a hole, and great seam. Actually, they're going to mark him down at the 42, an 18-yard return. 42 yards to pay dirt and 62 seconds to make those 42 yards.
And we know that it doesn't take long with the quick strike offense. The Redbirds have had some big plays, so have the Kahoks, of course. And we'll see if we get a big play here before the end of the half. We had a safety a moment ago.
Trips to the near side.
Price ready with the snap back, looking to his right. Now back to the left, he's going to throw. Has a man open. Touchdown, Redbirds! It takes one play, and Bumpers is there down the sideline for 6 for Alton.
Hocus pocus, alakazam, and away he goes. My goodness gracious. Didn't waste any time on that. 42 yards and pay dirt time indeed. Wow.
55.7 seconds left. So in 12 seconds, the Redbirds get a safety, and now they may get 7. They've already scored 8 in 12 seconds. Make it 9. The kick is up, and it is good. The extra point makes it 23-14 Redbirds. And what a way to finish out the half here, Dave.
Wow. Goodness, you would not have expected that, but why not? It's another big play, and that's been the story of this first half. It's been big plays. 3 huge completions. 62 yards to Williams, 86 yards to Caldwell, and now a 42-yard, pretty minor. No, it's huge, folks. 42-yard catch by Bumpers. He had the speed to burn. He was way out in front of anybody. Nobody was going to catch him. And the safety bites the Kahoks big time.
55.7 seconds left. The Redbirds do indeed get 9 points in 12 seconds. It takes one play. Bumpers return the kick, and then Bumpers blew by the defender on the sidelines. And you mentioned it, Price has 3 touchdown passes, and they're to 3 different receivers. Williams, Caldwell, and now Bumpers.
I would look for a squib kick here. They're going to want to give absolutely no chance at a return. Sort of a squib.
High, short kick, fair catch at his own 30-yard line for number 87, Andrew Borrow. And at their own 30-yard line, Collinsville ball. And they have 55.7 till halftime.
Well, come on, we want to see an 80-yard free kick field goal. Here we go, come on. Which, of course, you can do after a free catch on a kickoff. You're entitled to that.
Let's see what the Kahoks do with 3 receivers. Trips to the right of the quarterback. Callahan's going to throw that way. It's caught by Sanders, then bobbled. No catch. In and out of the hands of number 7. Sanders, who was in the slot there, incomplete.
Perilously close to a lateral. That was a dangerous little pass to throw, because if the Kahoks fall behind any further, they're in deep trouble. Down 9 already.
Redbirds with their largest lead. They've led by 7 a couple of times. Kahoks have tied it up twice. And we were at 14-14 for a little while here, but now the Redbirds with that big defensive safety, and then the touchdown on the very next play from scrimmage. Here's Quilling, the fullback, to the 35, a gain of 5, third down.
And the Kahoks cannot stop the clock. It's only up to Alton to stop it with 37 seconds remaining now.
Clock ticking down, third down, and they may just take their time getting this third down play rolling here at the stadium.
They only need to put one more play into action, Brent. There's no reason. They're not going to lose it. Might even choose to take a knee here.
Keep it on the ground. We'll see. It's going to be a man in motion, Sanders. Callahan going to throw it. He puts it up in the air, and it is caught at the sidelines and then out of bounds. Good work at the sidelines over there, out near the 50-yard line. Number 88, Rhett Romanek. Romanek, number 88, with the grab.
That is Romanek's first catch of the night. He is their second best receiver on the team, but he hasn't seen hardly any action this evening. Been in blocking a couple times, and that's been it. Great catch by Romanek, and that's a pickup of 18.
Good throw, good catch at the sidelines. 46-yard line of Collinsville, 1st and 10, but we're down to 11 seconds left now till halftime.
Trips near side.
Callahan back to throw it. He's being rushed by Tuggle. He breaks away. He'll step out of bounds at the 40, a first down at the Alton 40 with one play left now, 3.8 to go.
Callahan chooses his own number. I don't think that was by design. I think that looked more like a coverage problem that he had to overcome, and he took it in now to the 40. This is going to be, well, we're back to volleyball again, Brent. We're going to have a jump ball here. We're going to have a
Hail Mary.
Spike at the spike of that. Don't involve your wife's name in that.
We'll see. We'll see what they run and put it up again maybe. Callahan, number 4. From the Alton 40. He's being rushed. He throws it over the middle. Grabbed by Sanders at the 30. A gain of about 10 yards, but that is the end of the first half. And the Redbirds have the lead as they take it to the locker room. Up on the scoreboard, Alton 23, Collinsville 14. We were tied at 14 with under 2 minutes to go, but that's when the Redbirds had a couple of big plays. A safety for 2 points, followed by a 42-yard touchdown pass with under a minute to go, and that makes it a 9-point game at the half. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
You walk onto this campus, and it feels as though you're at an Ivy League institution.
It is cultured in so many ways. You would never know that it is a 2-year college.
This place is truly amazing. I love going to school here.
It is definitely not like any other community college.
If you're looking for a way for your life to change, then Lewis and Clark is the place for you to be.
Roper's Regal Beagle, located on Godfrey Road, is the Metro East premier sports bar and grill. Open Sunday through Thursday till 2 a.m. and Fridays and Saturdays till 3 a.m. At Roper's Regal Beagle, you will enjoy some of the area's best pizza from their wood-fired pizza oven. There is also a full kitchen offering a huge variety, as well as a soup and salad bar. Sports fans, Roper's Regal Beagle is the place to watch the game. 27 TVs, NFL ticket, Big Ten, Pac-12, and streaming local high school sports.
Trust Family Auto Sales and Cycles focuses on providing you with the highest quality used vehicles in the Riverbend. Before hitting the lot, all cars are thoroughly inspected and serviced in our very own repair shop. We make sure your future vehicle will look like it just came off the assembly line. We have a massive selection of cars with price ranges to fit any budget, and our motorcycles look like they just came off the showroom floor. Trust can finance any credit situation and have you on the road in no time. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, van, SUV, hybrid, or motorcycle, Trust Family Auto Sales has you covered.
On the kickoff, and that's the way the third quarter begins here. Redbirds by 9, though. That's the main thing.
That safety was huge in that second quarter. Late in the second quarter, they got the ball back. They were able to drive the 46 yards down the field with a 42-yard completion to bumpers, and away we went, and that was that. Hey, folks, just a reminder, be sure and follow us on Twitter. We are the leader in scores on Twitter, and you can follow us there, and you can also check out AltonDailyNews.com to get all your scoring updates throughout the evening. We hope you enjoyed the first game of this doubleheader. Don't forget, we've got a triple header tomorrow, including a triple-header sandwich with the Illini in between 2 high school games.
Tomorrow it's Roxana, Illinois, and Marquette football. Here's a high short kick, another fair catch as Collinsville, great field position at their own 45-yard line after the penalty. Redbirds with a high short kick by Nasello, and the Kahoks get it near midfield, down by 9 points. Remember, it was a tie game just before halftime. The Redbirds got the safety with just over a minute to go, and then with just under a minute to go, they scored a touchdown right after the safety, so 9 quick points to take a 9-point lead. Here's Quilling, the fullback, and he's up the middle, and he's going to be back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. The Redbirds defensive line still doing a good job tonight. Charles Tuggle, number 72, Ryan Kane, number 69, in there, and other Redbirds in there too. Ben Rakowski, number 79, one of the captains. All on that defensive front for the Redbirds.
And Quilling has been held at bay after one 21-yard gain. That was early on in the second quarter. Since then, he's gotten nothing.
Callahan hands the ball off to Sanders, back to the line of scrimmage. He dives forward for a yard or two. They'll give him the 47. It's 3rd down and 8 to go near midfield for the Kahoks.
Sanders has a score for Collinsville tonight, a 79-yard scamper. That was early on. 2 for 5 for Callahan so far in this game for 28 yards. Hasn't been impressive. They do not like to put the ball up at all. Collinsville, if they had their druthers, they'd run every play. But sometimes you don't have that option.
All the defensive backs getting ready here, maybe for a pass. Antonio Brown, Jakeith Jones, Jonathan Bumpers, Ahmad Sanders in the secondary. Callahan throws it, and it's almost picked off there by Sanders as he was on the move, breaking to the ball, and he's had some picks this year.
Sanders had pay dirt in mind, and he would have easily scored had he caught the ball. Just started running a little bit before that ball was in his grasp.
5'9" sophomore Ahmad Sanders back deep to return the punt at his own 20-yard line. Number 12, a sophomore for the Redbirds with 10:30 to go. Third quarter, we're underway in the second half with the Redbirds leading 23-14 over Collinsville. Here's a punt by the purple Kahoks. Goes out of bounds, and a short kick, and it's only going to be, well, they're going to mark it near midfield here. The referee coming all the way back to the 44-yard line of Alton.
That's an 11-yard punt. That's an ouchie.
Went behind the Alton Redbirds bench, straight out of bounds.
Shanked it terribly. And Alton, great field position here at their own 44. Perfect opportunity to plow ahead. And they've got that lead at 9. And this could be a crushing blow to the Kahoks should Alton find the end zone.
Alton found the end zone a few times last week at O'Fallon, but lost that high-scoring game. So the offense starting to click a little bit here. Here's Price going to the air. Bumpers out there again. Bumpers can't reach it. It was just thrown a little bit too far for the blazing speed of Jonathan Bumpers near the 10-yard line.
Jonathan Bumpers, I'm sorry, everyone out there looks like a sloth compared to him, and he looks like a gazelle running. He just zoom. And had that ball been thrown just a tad bit less force, he would have had 6 easily. He had his man beat by 15 yards.
A little more air under that pass.
Yeah, just a little bit more arc to it, and Bumpers would have had himself his second score of the game.
He has our last score of the game, and that was just before halftime on that 42-yard touchdown pass down the sidelines. Here we go again. Price, Taylor Price in the shotgun. Man in motion. Might be Sanders, number 12. It is. He's up the middle of the field. Price going to throw it, and he's going to throw it deep to Sanders. Incomplete, overthrown at the 10-yard line again.
That time Sanders was double teamed, but he had broken coverage again and had a couple steps on his defenders. Again, that's not on Sanders' part. Sanders is doing all he can out there to try and get it. The ball just needs to be put in there just a bit more gracefully.
And boy, you can tell the Redbirds on the outside have the speed on the Kahoks. Sanders, Caldwell, Bumpers, all the receivers.
We have an equipment penalty, it looks to be, on Alton, so they're going to march this one back.
And so from the 44, it's going to be third and even longer, maybe. They haven't walked it off yet. And I guess they're going to pick up the flag.
Okay, never mind. They'll call it off.
3rd and 10. Redbirds at their own 44 after a couple of long, incomplete passes. Price is going to put it up again. He's in trouble, and he is sacked. 35, and he's going to go down at the 30-yard line. We'll see if they give him the 35 where he was first hit. And the sack is going to be a 9-yard loss, and it is going to be the 35-yard line. No, now they're going to go all the way back to the 31-yard line.
That is Andrew Borer on that sack, and he lived up to his name. He bored right through that line and smacked him down, and down he went.
9.5 minutes to go, third quarter now.
That is a loss of 13 on that play.
Price dropping deep to throw the ball. Now Nacello punts it end over end to Sanders. He has it on the run. 40, 50, over the Alton, or over the 50-yard line to the Alton 40 and inside the 40 before he's finally tripped up there.
A 22-yard return for Sanders gives the Kahoks outstanding field position at the 37-yard line of Alton.
Trevor Sanders. Trevor, a 5'11 senior, number 7. We've seen him on offense, defense. And with 9:19 to go, Collinsville has the ball at the Alton 38-yard line. Great field position. They could get right back in the game here. 23-14, Redbirds by 9, third quarter. Kahoks hand the ball off. It's going to go over the left side, and it's March, 25, marching down to the 31-yard line.
Solid pickup. They're going to utilize just as they went to the far side this time. As they're coming back, they're going to go to the near side here. A solid pickup of 7 leaves them a very manageable second down.
Redbirds have had a solid night on defense. They've allowed one big touchdown run where Sanders broke away for that long TD. Here's a handoff up the middle and nothing doing there. The ball carrier breaks away from the pack, though, and actually gains a couple inside the 30 before he's knocked down.
What a job by March to escape that. He had 3 tacklers that he had to spin through. And in the end, he gains a couple, and now it's just a 3rd and 1.
Looked like he was going to lose a couple. He gains a couple, and it's 3rd down and short.
Should be a very makeable play now for the Kahoks.
Quarterback sneak, and it's going to be Callahan inside the 25. First down, Kahoks, as they close in on the red zone here to the west end zone to our left.
Surprising push from that offensive line. He got 3 yards on that. Only needed 1, of course, but that was just pure power on the offensive line for the Kahoks. And now they knock on the door of the red zone.
Redbirds make a change or two on the defensive line. Here's Callahan handing the ball off. Over the left side it goes. Down to the 20-yard line goes Jerron Williams. We haven't heard from number 21 in a little while, but 21 takes it to the 20-yard line.
It's been a while. He's only had the 1 carry earlier in this game. So he's going to pick up 4 on that. That's a lot of bulwark on his effort because there wasn't much of a hole there for him to work with.
7:30 to go, third quarter here. Redbirds have the lead. Kahoks have the ball. One of the defensive tackles, 77, Angelo Redden into the game. 6'3", 380 for Alton. Here's a run over the right side. Looks like another first down. It's Williams again, number 21, as he worked the right side, and he's down near the 12-yard line. First down. Call it the 13-yard line.
Powerful pickup of 11. He's going to set that up. Kahoks are in great field position down to the 11. Obviously, they can get in. They're going to mark it at the 12. So they can get a first down here without a score.
Callahan up under center. He's been in the shotgun much of the night. Tyler Callahan, the quarterback. Kahoks will keep it on the ground. They'll try the left side, and the Redbirds string it out this time and knock to the ground right away. Good defensive play there by the Redbirds, and Bumpers stepping up with the tackle at the 16-yard line.
He does it on offense, he does it on defense. What outstanding effort, and that is going to cost them 3 yards on that. Sanders was well contained, he had no shot to get anywhere. Could not have broken to the outside either.
Coming up on the halfway mark of the third quarter, 6:30 to go, third period. Callahan in the shotgun again now. Second down and long. He rolls to his right, going to throw back to the left, and it is almost picked off and then almost caught as it was tipped by a defender and then almost caught in the back of the end zone, but incomplete.
Callahan now 2 for 7 for 28 yards tonight. He just does not look sharp when he gets back in that pocket and starts to roll. If he's got to move at all, he's not going to be able to complete the pass. He needs time.
Looking for Romanick, number 88. Wide receiver in the back of the end zone there. It's third down and 13. Need to get to the 3-yard line for a first down. Kahoks in the red zone, 4-down territory in all likelihood. Callahan going to the flat with a screen, incomplete. Too low for the receiver to grab it down by his shoe tops, and 4th down and 13 now.
Almost swatted down at the line of scrimmage. Outstanding job to force that pass to be too high and too far to the outside. And now, if you're Collinsville, what do you do on 4th and 13 here? I think they're going to have to try and put it up in the air. If it were me, on the other hand, I think a double reverse might be in order.
Oh, there you go. Marcel Tate checks into the game for Alton on the line. Junior, 5'9", 245. He wears number 55 on defensive tackle. Callahan back to throw. Throws it over the middle, and it is caught. Couple of defenders there, but the Kahoks will grab it for a touchdown. Callahan on 3rd down and 13 throws a 16-yard touchdown bullet over the middle.
Sanders with the grab, he puts it in and had a double team on him, and he was able to thread between the two defenders, make the catch. And so the Kahoks now can draw, and they're going to go for a 1-point extra point here, so they can draw within a deuce.
23-20. Extra point in the air, and it is low, but it is good. Over the crossbar it goes. The extra point makes it 23-21 now as the Kahoks score a touchdown midway through this third quarter. 6:08 to go. It's a 16-yard touchdown pass for the Kahoks on 3rd and 13. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Alton Music Company is so much more than just a music products retailer. We do have great products at great prices, but we've been long known for our exceptional customer service, our friendly sales staff, and highly trained, experienced repair technicians. We have great and talented music instructors, students young and old alike, all age groups. So I invite you to come to Alton Music Company and experience the Alton Music Company difference.
Back to a 2-point game. The difference now is that safety by the Redbirds earlier because the Kahoks have scored a touchdown here in the third quarter. Now the Redbirds will try to answer. It's a short kickoff that's grabbed and then downed by the Redbirds at their own 26-yard line. 1st and 10 there for Alton.
This crowd, this homecoming crowd, rather stunned with Andrew Borer and that 16-yard pass completion that has brought the Kahoks back to within, as you mentioned, Brent, the margin of that safety that we had earlier in the game. That safety is going to play a big role in this game. I just have a feeling that's going to be a margin one way or another.
6 minutes to go, third quarter. The snap back to Price. They go back to Keandre Samilton. Samilton over the 30, out near the 33, 34-yard line before he's brought down as he went to the left side. Good yardage on first down. 2nd down and 3 to go.
Always want to get that 7 yards on that to start that drive, and that way you're going to be able to have a lot of options here. 2nd down, they can do a number of different plays to try and get that extra yardage.
Alton 23, Collinsville 21, third quarter. Fans getting to the edge of their seats now. Big part of the ball game here in the third as Price Hands to Samilton, first down, big hole up the middle, over the 40 to the 44-yard line goes Keandre.
Outstanding 9-yard pickup for Keandre, moving the ball forward. That's his 14th carry of the night, none bigger than 16 yards, but boy, has he been a workhorse tonight.
Workhorse, 5'9", 165. He's a junior. And after the injury to Darrell Smith, the junior running back a couple of weeks ago, who's on the sideline with his number 5 jersey on, that Samilton has become the workhorse with all of those carries. And now everybody jumps, and the defense jumped, and then the offense jumps. So they may get Collinsville here jumping first to make the line move, but no, they say it's Alton with illegal motion, illegal procedure there. False start, Redbirds.
Another 5-yard penalty, and that's going to be 25 yards in penalties so far against Alton. And Collinsville has remained relatively penalty-free, just one penalty, and that was declined.
Eric Dickerson, a step onto the field, the head coach for Alton, wanting to know about the Kahoks maybe moving first into the neutral zone there.
They've got to be a little bit careful. They've already had a warning.
Here comes the snap back to Price. He's going to run it. Tries the right side, gets a block, and now he spins away again to the 45-yard line he goes.
Nice pickup of 6 yards by Price. Again, that escapability comes into play, and he gets what could have been about 3 yards. He'll make it 6 instead and bring up a 2nd and 9.
2nd down and 9 after the penalty, and after the run by the quarterback, we're down to 4:04 to go, third quarter.
Fatigue setting in here. You can look at the Collinsville Kahoks, and you can see these guys are starting to drag just a bit on defense. Alton can take advantage of this with trips to the far side.
Maybe time to air it out again for the quarterback, Taylor Price. He looks to his left, 3 receivers left. And he's going to throw it left. Nobody's open, so now he's taking off, running up to the sidelines, to the 50 or near the 50. He steps out, 3rd down.
I'll mark him out at the 49, a 5-yard pickup for Price. Well done, because everybody was covered. Collinsville had that play read perfectly, but he was able to take lemons and made lemonade or whiskey sour or something out of it.
Yes, he did.
So he was able to get himself a few yards, and this is a manageable 3rd down here, 3rd and 5, definitely doable for Alton.
There's a penalty on the Kahoks here, so they're going to try to figure out whether they want the 5-yard carry or the penalty as they discuss it.
You would want the penalty, I would think, because it would give you the 5 yards, plus you'd have the down back.
And I don't believe it was a dead ball foul after the play. And it is going to be
more than 5 yards.
10-yard penalty down to the Collinsville 41-yard line.
Looked like perhaps a chop block or some other kind of block like that, illegal block, but that's going to be a 10-yard penalty. That's going to change things dramatically here.
So illegal use of the hands, probably in the secondary to one of those receivers. And Price is in the shotgun, and it's 1st and 10 Redbirds now. A new set of downs with the penalty, and there goes Price taking off running. He's got room again, all the way over the 30. Down inside the 25-yard line goes number 10.
That's a pickup of 17 yards on that play for Price. You can see that he called his own number. It was a design play, and he found that hole, and boy, can he run. I mean, he can run for daylight like nobody's business.
6'1" junior quarterback is back to the huddle, ready to give the new play in, and a score would be big here to answer the Kahoks score, because we're down to a 2-point game, 23-21 Redbirds.
Not familiar if he can go out for track or not, but boy, he should. He's so fast.
Now a timeout for the Redbirds offense on 1st and 10 from the Collinsville 24-yard line here in the 3rd quarter. When we come back, Redbirds lead by 2 points, and they're driving. We'll see if they can put it in the end zone when we come back. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Set, hit. Protection. Can anyone over there give me protection? Danny, hold it. Put me in, coach. I can offer protection. Set, hit. Not only can I protect the quarterback, I can protect your dreams. call me, Gerard Fisher, 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
With Dave Kibler, Brent Birkeland back with you, and out of the timeout, Redbirds have the ball 1st and 10. Collinsville 24-yard line, and Redbirds by 2 points here in the third quarter. 3 minutes to go. Handoff over the right side. Samilton brought down. Sanders was there. Another Kahawk defender was there, number 22. Rodney Rogers, linebacker, also hauling down Samilton, a gain of 1 yard.
We haven't called Rogers' number yet tonight, but he had his number on that play. He was Johnny on the spot and quickly moved in and made that tackle. So we've got potential here now of 2nd and 10, and looks like this is going to be a passing down here.
Yeah, they take Samilton out. They bring in a receiver, Ahmad Sanders. Sanders going to be in the backfield here, but he may be in the pass pattern here. We'll see. 2nd down and 9, gain of 1 yard. They are going to hand it to Sanders. Ahmad up the middle to the 20-yard line before he's pushed back. And then Gang tackled back near the 25, but they're going to give him the 20.
So a pickup of about 4 yards for Sanders on that play. An unusual choice on that. I thought that perhaps they might not go with him, but...
Well, they have 2 downs now to get about 6 yards. 3rd and 6 from the 20 into the red zone for the Redbirds. Let's see if they can capitalize here. Late in the third quarter, 1:40 to go, third period. Sanders and Bumpers come to the near side. Caldwell and Williams to the far side. It's going up in the air. Price back. Nope, it's a quarterback draw. He tries to get away from a defender, but somebody's got his jersey, and he's still being gang tackled, and finally the play is whistled dead. I think it's going to be about the 22, 23-yard line.
He's going to lose 2 on that play. It looked to be a call of a quarterback draw, but I'm not so certain that it wasn't just a busted play.
Near the 23-yard line, 4th down, and about 8 to go.
What a tough call here for the Redbirds. You know they're going to have to put it up in the air to try and get these 8 yards. Do you go for the end zone here, or do you try and just get the 8? Let's see what happens.
23 yards away, Redbirds with Taylor Price in the shotgun. Sanders to his right. Receivers left and right. Price back, looking over the middle.
Safety blitz.
And he is sacked. The ball is loose. Redbirds have it. It doesn't matter, though. It's Collinsville football, 4th and long, and he is sacked. Kahawks ball.
The safety blitz came in, and he had no chance, unblocked, and they just got a hold of Price, and down he went.
And so, with 28.8 seconds left, the Redbirds defense called upon again. They're back on the field.
This time they've got their backs against the wall here. They've got to stop them with only a 2-point margin. There is no margin for error here for Alton. Tell you what would our buddy Doug Jenkins say at the station? We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. So far, this has been an edge-of-your-seat kind of game.
It really has. Exciting game, 23-21, with 2 0-5 teams looking for their first wins. And over the left side, it's March, Russell March, number 25, who's going to pick up maybe a yard and a half, maybe 2 to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, we'll give him 2 on that. March had no hole. He had to make that play himself and just bully his way through.
That's the end of the third quarter here at Public School Stadium. Let's go to the fourth quarter and see if the Redbirds can hang on for homecoming here. Redbirds 23, Kahawks 21. We go to the fourth quarter after this. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Can you add beauty to your home and cut energy costs? You can with new Eagle Series Gold Collection windows from Eagle Home Improvement. The experts at Eagle will custom fit Gold Collection windows into your existing window openings to save time and money. Gold Collection windows will give your home a dramatic new look while saving energy. And all Eagle Gold Collection Series windows come with a lifetime limited warranty. Eagle Home Improvement, 259-2500, where integrity counts.
Trigger Talent's course covers the mandated curriculums of Illinois and Florida. Our facility allows for a safe, professional, comfortable in any weather shooting environment. We utilize a variety of law enforcement targets to illustrate the best shot placement for stopping threats. Our advanced course, CCW Plus, is the only in the state to offer training from a real vehicle in road rage, carjacking, and parking lot scenarios. Over 1,400 people have trusted Trigger Talent to be their choice in concealed carry and advanced instruction. Shouldn't you also?
Back at Public School Stadium at West, up on State Street, under the lights, Friday night lights. It is week number 6 and Alton's homecoming game. And we go to the fourth quarter now. Redbirds 23, the Collinsville Kahoks 21 after 3 quarters.
Collinsville has stayed on the ground throughout much of this game. They have 204 yards now, net rushing, 44 passing for Alton. Through 3 quarters, 129 net yards rushing and 191 yards passing. So far, this has been a game of the airwaves.
And we'll see what Collinsville does here, down by 2. They're at their own 29-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Redbirds could use a stop. Some good D here. Here's a fullback dive. Might be Sanders.
It is indeed Sanders.
Up the middle for a couple of yards. Number 7 will make it to the 32-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 to go.
Time for the defense for Alton to stiffen if they want to win this thing. Up by only 2, and we're down now 11.5 to go in this contest.
Fourth quarter, Redbirds 23-21. Redbirds led at halftime 23-14, a 9-point game. The only scoring in that third quarter was a Collinsville touchdown. Here's Callahan rolling to his right, looking to throw. Now he's going to run. He has a first down, and he's out to the 50. Over the 50s, hit hard down to the 44-yard line.
Wow, what a tremendous hit, but what a great pickup by Callahan. He picks up 25 yards. Let's give him down to the 43 on that run. A nifty piece of running by the Collinsville quarterback.
Doesn't have the greatest speed, but escapability there, and he wanted to throw it. He took a long time in the backfield there.
Long legs, big strides.
Finally took off running, to the Alton 43-yard line, 1st and 10. They had him 3rd and 5 there. Here's Callahan handing the ball off. No room there. Kane and the rest of the defenders there. Samilton in the backfield. Keandre always seems to be where the ball is, number 3, and number 7, Charles Miller.
Keandre's always with the ball on offense and defense. He's always there. He just zooms in. You need a player like that, a hunter that just hunts and finds his prey.
Miller was there. Also Ryan Kane, defensive lineman, a junior, 270. So now it's 2nd down and about 11 to go. Loss of almost a yard there. Back goes Callahan. He wants to throw the ball. Being chased, and he throws it over the middle. Caught by Sanders, and he's hit near the 30. No, he dropped the ball. It hit the turf, in and out of his hands, incomplete.
Never had control of it, Brent. He was juggling as he was going down. The knee hit, and it just fell out.
So back to the line of scrimmage, 3rd down and long.
Again, time for Alton's defense to stiffen. They need to hold here.
On a 3rd down. They
under 10 minutes to go.
Try to get off the field here on defense.
This is a perfect opportunity for the Kahoks if they want to put trips to the one direction or not. This would be an outstanding opportunity as Alton seems to have difficulty with that formation.
Kahoks spread the field again, 3rd down and 11. Here goes Callahan rolling to the right. He throws it too high, had a man open near the 30-yard line, and now a flag flies late. A late flag, and it's going to be...
May have a late hit here, I believe.
And it's going to be a sideline warning on the Redbirds again.
That's their 2nd warning. The next time it's a penalty.
Actually, they're going to maybe mark it off right here, right now.
They are going to mark the penalty off. I must have missed a warning somewhere earlier in the game.
So 5 yards. And The Redbirds still on defense, and it's still, well, it's going to be 4th down because it was a dead ball foul after the play.
It's 30 yards in penalties for Alton tonight. A relatively penalty-free game. 2 penalties, only 10 yards for the Kahoks. Collinsville is set to punt.
4th and 6. Kahoks punting the ball away. The punter at the 50-yard line. Sanders back to return this punt, but he's going to let it hit at the 5. It's going to take an Alton bounce back to the 10-yard line. And now a flag flies late again in the middle of the field at the 30.
Starting to get very sloppy, very choppy play out there. Coaches cannot be happy. Either coach cannot be happy with that.
First couple of minutes of this 4th quarter, a little chippy, and we'll see about this one here. Redbirds need to keep the penalties off the board.
Both teams do. Still no motion. Come on, ref, let's make a signal here.
Referee trying to decide, first of all, where the ball is. It's at the 10-yard line. And now, after the kick, they're going to mark off a penalty one way or the other, but still no signal here.
Come on, they need to move a little faster here, ref. Come on, you can do this. Personal foul against Alton.
Personal foul on the Redbirds. So half the distance to the 5-yard line. Alton at its own 5-yard line here. And we know when Collinsville had it at their own 5, they were stuck with a safety. And that's where we've got our 2-point game right now. And the Redbirds need to watch the safety here.
I don't look for Alton to play as conservative as the Kahoks did at that time. It cost the Kahoks dearly. Hopefully it won't cost Collinsville. We don't want to end up in a tie here.
And a personal foul is not what you need right now, but that's the way this 4th quarter got underway. Price is going to hand it off. Samilton cannot get outside. He is hit behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard or 2. 2nd down.
Going to take 2 yards off the board and put him at the 3. That's going to be costly indeed, because that just makes it that much harder. That is the 16th carry.
That was Rashad Williams, actually.
Rashad Williams, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
yes.
Samilton was out. Now he comes into the game, Samilton. And number 1, Williams, comes out. So the wide receiver on kind of an end around there. But it didn't fool the Kahoks. A loss of 2. And now some Redbirds in their own end zone. Handoff this time to Samilton, and they strip the ball away, and the Kahoks may have it at the 10 or 12-yard line.
They do indeed.
Maybe another fumble lost by the Redbirds here.
Mad scramble in there, and the Kahoks have it.
Kahoks have it, another big turnover. The Redbirds have lost their 3rd fumble of the game. And they haven't signaled one way or the other. They're going to mark it, and I think it's still Redbirds' ball.
Give it to the. I'm sorry. That's a terrible, terrible call. The Kahoks had it under there, and apparently under the pile it shifted. But the Kahoks did have that ball, so the Redbirds catch a huge break on that.
Yes, they do. At their own 12-yard line, the Redbirds are going to be 3rd down and about 3 to go. Samilton was stripped of the ball, and somehow the Redbirds still have the football. Trips to the near side. Price may put it up. It's 3rd and short, though, 3rd and 3. It is going up in the air, and it goes to Williams, and he cannot break free of the defender at the 10. Caldwell was trying to block for him, but the defender blew right by him, and Williams at his own 10-yard line loses 2. 4th down, Redbirds at their own 10-yard line.
And they will punt from the shadow of their own end zone. Always dangerous. You've got to think the Kahoks have got to be thinking now with 7.5 left, do we send 11?
They do have a man back to return the kick here at the, 45-yard line of Alton. Nasello gets it away. A high short kick. Sanders going to let it hit at the 40. And it's going to be downed near the 45, 44-yard line, I think is where Redbird touched it.
Put it at the 47, I think, actually, yeah.
Redbird touched it before it finished rolling there.
Oh, you're right. They are going to mark it at the 43.
43-yard line of Alton.
A little disagreement by the officials, but the linesman will take the call, and at the 43, that's where we'll start for the Kahoks.
And the Redbirds still looking for their first turnover on defense. There's been a couple of fumbles by the Redbirds. One was costly because the Kahoks with a 84-yard fumble return for a touchdown earlier in the game.
That was Nick Denbo with that 84-yard return.
But now they're back on offense. Kahoks ball. Callahan rolling to his left. Throws it. It is complete. And around the defender. And now a flag flies at the 25-yard line. And that's about where the man was sent down. I'm not sure if it was an illegal block or maybe a face mask on the Redbirds. And some costly penalties now for Alton here.
Alton getting very sloppy here. It's going to be an 18-yard pickup, but you're going to add on to that. And this is going to put the Collinsville inside the red zone.
The ball is marked at the 24 right now, but it looks like a face mask penalty at the end of that play. Personal foul, face mask, Redbirds defense inside the 20 all the way down to about the 12-yard line for Alton. Alton's 12-yard line. Collinsville ball.
Collinsville quickly to the line of scrimmage.
Callahan ready. Misdirection. They hand off to Sanders near the end zone and touchdown. Trevor Sanders has scored a touchdown. It's a 12-yard touchdown run, and the Kahoks take the lead, 27-23. They may go for 2 to make it 6.
That play was called from the sideline while they were marching off that penalty. Quickly, the Kahoks made it onto the field and made the Alton Redbirds pay. 6:44 left in this contest.
Sanders has scored his second touchdown of the game. This one a 12-yard touchdown run, and now they'll go for 2. 27-23. Callahan back to throw. Looking, and he overthrows the intended receiver right on the goal line. So the 2-point conversion is no good on the pass. Incomplete. And so with 6:44 to go in the game, the Kahoks have their first lead of the game, 27-23.
And penalties have hurt Alton tonight. So far, Alton has 7 penalties, 47 yards, but that face mask violation marched off to the 12. And also what it did was it set Alton up. Alton was back on its heels, wasn't quite ready for the play. The Collinsville had called that play in on the sideline, and they hurriedly moved everybody up to the line of scrimmage. And away with Sanders. That was that. And he had a gaping hole. There was nobody there going to be able to touch him. And now Alton finds itself down by 4 with just 6:44 left, and this is going to be a tough hole to come out of. They can do it. Again, this has been a game of big plays, and here comes the rain again. The umbrellas are out. This time it's a bit more intense than it was earlier in the game.
Yeah, first time we've had this steady light rain in the ball game, and it comes with 6:44 to go in the ball game as Collinsville trailed by 9 at halftime, but the Kahoks scored touchdowns midway through the third quarter, midway through the fourth quarter, and they now have the lead, 27-23. Here's a short kick. Redbirds pick it up. Good yardage there. By Miller to the 40, to the 35-30. He tries to beat the kicker to the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown. He may be out of bounds. The official marking him out at the 6-yard line.
That is a failed mark. That he was not out of bounds. I could see where they did that, but it mixed in with his shoe coloring. They're going to call him down at the 6. He was not. He did score a touchdown, but they will not give him the credit for it.
Sophomore Charles Miller down the sideline, and the kicker and the defender went out of bounds, and they say Miller stepped out of bounds there too at the 6-yard line.
He did not. That's a poor call by the official. But again, 1st and goal for Alton, and they can strike. Again, special teams a huge part of this game.
And the rain coming down harder and harder now as the fans head for shelter or the exits here.
Yeah, this is storms really picked up in intensity, folks.
Price in the shotgun, ready to go, and now flag flies, and is it another Redbird penalty? It is. Motion on Alton, and this fourth quarter has become a penalty quarter for the Redbirds.
Up to 52 yards for the game, but that's a costly one because now, instead of 1st and goal from the 6 in this driving monsoon we've got all of a sudden, now it's 1st and goal from the 11.
Rain coming midway through this 4th quarter and coming hard now at the stadium. It may let up just as quick as it's blowing in. It may blow out. Let's see.
Radar indicates we've got quite a bit of rain headed our way.
Price hands the ball off. Keandre Samilton loses his footing, slips down, and falls at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be, well, right outside the 10-yard line still for Alton.
No gain for Samilton on that. And that's the first time the weather has had an impact in this game. And what a time for it to have an impact now with 6:10 to go in this contest. And Alton near pay dirt, but yet so far away.
It may have to go up in the air. It's been 3 touchdown passes so far for Alton in this game. And now an official's timeout as they discuss something here on 2nd down.
They may be discussing the weather here as we've got, if they're aware of the weather, they're aware that we have storms bearing down on us.
2nd down and goal, 11-yard line still. 11 yards from pay dirt as the rain lets up now a little bit. Just that quickly for now.
Calm before the storm if the radar on my phone is correct.
Yeah, 6 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
We lost a lot of the crowd on that. They have headed, that rain was really intense for about 3 minutes.
Under 6 minutes to go as the Redbirds break the huddle here. Samilton behind Price. Taylor Price waits for the snap from Markle here. Back to throw. Price looking over the middle, throws it high, bumpers high, but he can't get it. He was bumped in the end zone, no call, incomplete.
I love the defender for Collinsville. Immediately got up and put his hands up in the air and said, "Not me, I didn't hit him. I didn't hit him at all.
I didn't touch him at all." So now a new, or hopefully a dry football coming into the game.
We are poised at a moment of truth here.
3rd and goal from the 11-yard line. 2 more plays to go for Alton, unless they would try a field goal in a 4-point game.
Which would be kind of pointless in a 4-point game. I think at this stage, it's 2-down territory to the end zone.
Yeah. As Price gets ready again. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Bumpers, Caldwell, Williams, Sanders. Here's Price. He could run it. That's a possibility. Price is going to tuck it under and run left. He hits the 10, the 5. Is he in the end zone? Touchdown, Redbirds! Near the sideline, but he did not step out of bounds. Rolling left. Price scores from 11 yards away.
He just tippy-toes along that sideline like a ballerina, and in he goes with 5:29 left. Price with the 11-yard run. A fine piece of running indeed, a fine piece of balance as well. And now Alton back on top and a chance to go up by 3 with the PAT. And they may have to burn a timeout here as they're discombobulated on the field.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they've got the right people out there.
I think they may have 12 guys.
They're ready for the kick. It's in the air and it's good. The extra point makes it 30-27 in favor of the Alton Redbirds. As what a night for Taylor Price. 3 touchdown passes. Now he has a touchdown run.
Welcome to Claywell Asset Management, an independent firm. Whether you're an individual, family, or business, we can assist you in helping you achieve your financial dreams. Claywell Asset Management and Raymond James, partners in your success in serving Riverbend investors for over 30 years. Member FINRA and SIPC.
It is fall. October is only hours away. Here's a return for the Kahoks in the rain and up the middle of the field, and the Redbirds finally knock him down outside the 40-yard line on the big return there for Collinsville's Williams, number 21.
Williams has been all over the place tonight, and again, special teams, a huge part of this game, and Alton They could have had him back around the 25, but they were unable to, and so the 42 gives Collinsville much better field position here. And the Kahoks shall go to work down a field goal, and only a little over 5 to go.
That's still plenty of time. 5 minutes left in the game. Callahan, misdirection, hands the ball off to Sanders. He's hit at the 45. He goes down at about the 46. A gain of about 4 yards there for Trevor Sanders.
And normally Collinsville would be very happy with that. They'll take 4 yards every time, but there's not going to be enough time left for that. Alton, again, I study body language, Brennan. This Alton team looks defeated, downtrodden, beat, you name it. They are exhausted out there. This defense has been out a lot in this second half.
30-27, Redbirds by 3. Here's a handoff on the end round, an open field tackle in the backfield. That might be Samilton again, as the Redbirds made the play behind the line. No, it's 7. Charles Miller making the play.
And Miller says, deny me that touchdown? I'll show you. I'll come back and grab you and smack you down. And a loss of 2 on that play.
Charles Miller, some big plays tonight. He's a sophomore, 5'11", defensive back or linebacker.
I got to love his tenacity. He just is so quick and so strong.
3rd and long, Callahan back to throw. He slips down and he's sacked. Defenders were there, ready to sack him anyway, but he slipped down in the arms of Ryan Kane, the junior defensive end.
And I think we're going to give Mother Nature a huge assist on that one, because that field right in around the 30-yard line, on both 30s, in fact, is beginning to get sloppy as this rain is just pounding down.
And the Redbirds going to get the ball. Kahoks need to punt with 3:33 to go because it's 4th and about 17 to go. It was about 7 or 8 to go. They may have gone for it on 4th down, but after the sack, and now a penalty is going to be called on Collinsville, too.
That's an equipment violation. It's going to cost them 5.
Back to their own 30-yard line now. 30-yard line. Here we go.
That's only the 3rd penalty tonight, 15 yards for Collinsville. Collinsville is going to be short on time, but they have all 3 timeouts left, so this strategy may pay off for them.
Here comes the punt. It's a low line drive. Ahmad Sanders will stay away from it. It hits at the 40, rolls back to the 32, 33-yard line of Alton at their own 32-yard line. 1st and 10, 3:08 remaining. 3 minutes between the Redbirds' first victory of the season, maybe.
Somebody's going to have their first victory tonight, whether it's Collinsville or Alton. Right now, Collinsville is in the Catbird seat. Alton rather in the Catbird seat. Collinsville has those 3 timeouts though, and they're going to need to use them judiciously here. What the Kahoks are going to look for is a stop. Alton just simply wants to march this down the field. I would look for Price to call his own number here at least a couple times in this next set of downs.
Now they're going to keep it on the ground and let that clock go tick, tick, tick. Here's a run up the middle. Nothing doing there. The ball carrier slipping down, and there were defenders all over the place anyway as they helped the runner up, and it may be, yes, Samilton, number 3. He's going to lose a yard, 2nd down.
Folks, the play is at a very difficult stage of the field for us to see, and we've got a timeout.
Timeout. Collinsville on defense. They want to get the ball back with maybe 2 or 3 minutes left. Right now the clock stands at 3:03 remaining in the game. Alton ball, and the Redbirds have the lead. The Redbirds fell behind midway through this 4th quarter, but on the ensuing kickoff, Charles Miller took it all the way down to the 6-yard line when he stepped out of bounds. Taylor Price with an 11-yard touchdown run. That gave the Redbirds the lead they have right now, 30-27 over Collinsville.
Things look dire for the Redbirds when Sanders made that 12-yard scamper into the end zone with 6:44 left to go. But Price, they stormed back. Miller with that huge return, and then Price in with the 5:29 to go with that 11-yard touchdown run. Price wants to keep it on the ground here.
2nd down at 11. Redbirds want to get that clock running again. In the rain, Price slips as he grabs the ball. And now he's finally going to go down with a loss of a couple more now. It's going to be third down. Collinsville using another defensive timeout. Back to the 29-yard line for Price.
Well, Collinsville is doing exactly what they wanted to do. Keep the ball, keep Alton going backwards and then using their timeouts to stop the clock. Now, with 2:55 remaining, they've burned up only 35 seconds on this drive. So, again, Alton in danger here of having to punt the ball away in some very tough conditions here.
Well, it's third down and 13. 2:55 to go in the game. Fourth quarter has been back and forth. Each team has led here in the fourth period. And we are down now under 3 minutes to go out of another timeout here.
The field right where Alton is, which is near their 30-yard line, that field is becoming very muddy, just as it did in that Quincy game. And we watch this happen again. Trips to the near side for Alton here on third down.
Redbirds try to make something happen here on third down, get some yardage, maybe slip a tackle or two. Price is going to take off running. He's in trouble again. He is sacked. They try to strip the ball away. Finally, the whistle blows, and they're going to mark him at around the 27-yard line. A long time before the whistle blew. It's the 17-yard line.
Oh, that is a huge, huge loss for them. It's going to be a loss of 12 yards on that play. That's a tough break for Alton and sets up a much more difficult punt now inside the 20. One thing left, that is the last timeout for Collinsville. So when they do get the ball back, they will have no timeouts and they will be trailing by a field goal.
Have the ball in the rain. That's another key now, and as the weather becomes a factor.
Collinsville is not a team that likes to pass much. Their quarterback is much more of a hand it off and watch his guys do their thing. Callahan has some pass completions tonight. His longest completion of the evening is 18 yards. But we will see here where Alton does it. They've got a man back right at midfield, right on the Redbird logo.
Nasello back to punt it away. He's at his own 5-yard line. He drops the snap, and Nasello is down at the 10-yard line. It's loose at about the 6-yard line with 2.5 minutes to go. Collinsville is going to get the ball as the snap was bobbled and dropped with the wet football there.
All evening long, the weather's been fine, and now the weather rears its mighty hand. And they're going to have the ball. It looks like they're going to mark it here at the 6-yard line. And Collinsville poised. Their strategy pays off big time. They gambled on the punt, and sure enough, they thought that the weather might play a factor, and it did. And now Collinsville poised to win this game with 2:37 left in a driving rain.
Well, let's see if the defense can hold here. It won't be easy. From the 6-yard line, they hand it to March. Nothing there. He may have lost a half yard as he tried a misdirection and tried to go left. The Redbirds defensive line was there, and we're down to 2:22 to go, and the clock is ticking. They mark it at the 7.
Talk about a march. He did an about face and cost him a yard. Still second and goal from the 7. This is an absolute nail-biter, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to this great matchup.
Redbirds need a goal line stand. Even though it's at the 6, they break outside. Williams to the left. He scores! Touchdown over the left end for number 21. And that is Williams, who scores for Collinsville. They take the lead 33-30 with 1:59 to go in the game.
Special teams, special teams, special teams. I don't know how many times we can preach it. That botched punt attempt comes back, that safety we had earlier, and now a chance for a 4-point lead if they can make this PAT. That's going to be huge.
33-30 with 1:59 to go. Collinsville in the rain will try the extra point. And the kicker slips down as he kicks it under the crossbar. No good. So it remains a 3-point game as the rain picks up once again.
Could that missed extra point play a role? I don't know how in the world Alton could attempt a field goal in this rain and this weather. As the weather was so good today, the weather was fine. I was out in it making sales calls, and now it's just turned so nasty here in this evening.
Calc Institute of Technology is working for you with career programs for today's jobs. As a career student, you can expect a welcoming atmosphere with exceptional personal service, small classes with one-on-one attention, a set class schedule, and short-term programs that will get you into the workforce quickly. Calc has 2 locations for your convenience located in both Alton and Fairview Heights. For more information, visit Calc online at www.calc.edu.
And the kicker is going to hit a line drive, and it's going to roll all the way back, and they pick it up. It's Williams, number 1, coming to the near side. Rashad Williams is brought down and hit hard at the 25-yard line there.
He was absolutely crushed by a Kahawk player there, and that is number 20. That is Dylan Rosenbaum, and boy, did he put a licking on number 1 for Alton. Well, here's the story, folks. They're going to have to drive 75 yards, and they have 109 seconds to do it in.
1:49 to go in the game. Fourth quarter, Redbirds down again, 33-30.
Trips to the far side.
The ball's going to have to go up in the rain now for the last 2 minutes of the game. Price, ready, drops back. He's going to throw it. Now he's going to run it. Now he looks to throw again. Keeps his footing and runs out of bounds out near the 30-yard line. He'll gain a couple and stop the clock with 1:42 remaining.
The only thing that achieved was stopping the clock. 2 yards, Collinsville will give that up any time.
Yeah, they mark him out of bounds at the 26-yard line, so not much at all before he stepped up. 1:42 remaining in the ball game. Second down and 9 from their own 26 now. Redbirds send 3 receivers left this time. 1 receiver to the right. Price back. Low snap. He slips, almost goes down. Now he will go down at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down here as the footing has gotten really bad really quickly.
Slip, slide, and away, and he just had no shot at it. Alton will have to burn a timeout here. They have no choice.
Timeout Redbirds on 3rd and long, 3rd and 9. And the Redbirds, chance after chance to win the ball game tonight, but it may not happen tonight on homecoming. As they are back to 3rd and 9 and back at their own 26-yard line. And they've had leads all night long, 7-0, 14-7. They also led 23-14 at halftime. They took a 2-point lead in the third quarter, 23-21, even after Collinsville scored a touchdown. And then here in the fourth quarter, Collinsville jumped in front. Redbirds answered with a TD and led by 3, but now it's Collinsville by 3 points.
This is going to take an absolutely Herculean effort here on Alton's part to try and get this ball down the field. They still have that full 75 yards to go. Only a minute 33 left. They're going to need everything they've got.
Need a first down to keep the chains moving with time left. Price rolling to his right. He's going to throw it deep. It slips out of his hands, and I think it's picked off. A diving interception, and it is a good interception by Rodney Rogers, 22.
Rodney Rogers, there was no Alton player within 10 yards of the ball. Rogers planted his feet and held on for dear life and then landed on his you-know-what, but he was able to hold on. And with only 1 timeout left, barring a miracle, I think Alton will go to 0-6 and lose on this homecoming night.
With 1:24 to go, the Redbirds with their 3rd turnover. They had 2 fumbles and now an interception here late in the game. As the ball slipped out of Price's hands, he was trying to go deep. About 10 or 15 yards beyond that interception was a couple of Redbird receivers. Now Collinsville will take a knee at their own 44-yard line, and the Redbirds will use a timeout.
That is their final timeout. both teams now out of timeouts.
And so with 1:19 to go, Collinsville with the football after the interception, and the Redbirds on defense, and it's all over, but the Collinsville shouting here now tonight.
It was such an evenly played game, so good, and yet they just could not hold on. And that special teams play, that botched punt, will come back and haunt and haunt and haunt the Alton Redbirds as we turn the page in the calendar to October.
And the rain came midway through this fourth quarter. And what would have happened if there would have been no rain, and still dry conditions through the rest of the game? But boy, the wet conditions played a big part in the last 4, 5, 6 minutes of this game.
If ifs, ands, and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a sweet tooth. And that's you can't go back in time. Let's see, DeLorean. No, there's no DeLorean. Can't go back in time. Sorry. No DeLorean, no time capsule from Timeless, no Doctor Who. Nope, we're stuck with this result, folks.
Another knee will be taken by the quarterback Callahan of Collinsville. As they snap it back to him, he takes a knee with just over a minute to go.
No way to stop the clock now for Alton. So unless there's a botched handoff, that's it, folks.
Collinsville with the game-winning touchdown with just 1:59 to go after that punt. The Redbirds punter bobbling the ball, dropping the ball, and then he was dropped.
And then Rodney Rogers with that interception at the 124 mark. That was a tough blow, but Alton had almost no way to move. They were trapped in that mud hole that is the 30-yard line of this field. And we just can't seem to get a game here, Brent, where we don't have rain.
I know.
It's just amazing.
A lot of Friday night rain this year, this season. Week after week, it seems. Last week was okay. Delay of game on Collinsville. We're at 33 seconds left before the Redbirds will fall to 0-6. And the Kahoks will win their first game of the year. They'll be 1-5.
And quite a remarkable effort by Collinsville tonight. They did not give up. That safety and then the ensuing touchdown by Alton as they drove down the field in that one-play drive to bumpers, that could have buried them, but no, they kept their chins high and they made it.
And now the quarterback back, he's going to be dropped, and they try to strip the ball away from him, but it won't matter as I don't think the whistle is blown, and now the whistle blows.
If this was Aussie rule football, they would have rolled the ball up.
And 15 seconds to go. They'll let the clock run out now. Collinsville will win their first game of the year. They come to Alton and beat the Redbirds in a wild one, really. Homecoming for Alton, 2016, and our final, the Kahoks 33, the Redbirds 30. 33 to, you're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.